Hey, Coach, what you kind of like about the fight your guys showed, especially given the circumstances, early in the game and kind of coming with that close to it. I know a loss is a loss, but does this give you kind of some more optimism moving forward?
Well, I think our guys have a lot of heart. I think they got a lot of passion. And I think they care a lot for each other. So as far as the effort and the commitment that these guys have and what they played with, I fully expected that 100%. And I think they would let each other down if they didn't play with that passion. I know it's been a tough week. I really respect our guys. I'm really proud of our guys for the way they played. But I knew one thing. They were going to come out here and give everything to their teammates, and I think that's what they did for 60 minutes.
Anything about being a head coach on game day happen today that you maybe didn't expect or wish you would have known earlier on?
No, I mean, I think it's a little bit of learning on the fly. I thought mine and Brian's and Kyle's communications were really good. And we talked a lot going into this, and I thought it was really smooth. There's just some little things, that I can get better at and I will get better at next time, just expecting it going forward. But, for the most part, I thought we operated as a staff with a lot of new pieces at a really high level.
And defensively, could you just gauge your guys' day? Do you think you played well enough to win, in your opinion? And did it seem like just kind of BYU's lack of mistakes and just being able to execute well was kind of just tough to handle?
Well, I'll say, first of all, that's a good football team. BYU is a tough, physical football team. And at the same time, we're a good football team. I think we proved it once again today. I know we come up short. We're not going to take anything as an excuse. That's a good football team. Defensively, I think we got leaned down a little bit in the second half. We didn't, have our opportunities to take the ball away. I thought they were efficient passing it. We didn't get access to quarterback probably as much as we'd like, and they kept us really off balance on third down. So it was really good plan by them. We had some opportunities to get off the field, especially in the last drive. We got to go out there and get the ball back to the offense. That's the one that really stands out to me the most.
Thank you.
Coach, next question is going to be Jamie Vinnick from Kook Fan. Go ahead, Jamie.
Coach, it seemed that one thing that kind of was a bit of a challenge was tackling today, and credit to BYU's players. They're hard to bring down their big bodies. Did you see something maybe that you kind of noticed in why there were so many missed tackles?
No, I thought we were too high today, in our aim points. And we talked about it all week. 25 was a very physical back, and we knew 3, the quarterback, when he pulled it, was hard to get down. We just didn't do our best today as far as scrapping and squeezing and taking angles. I thought we were grabbing and reaching, every once in a while, stripping at the ball when you're the first hitter in. We got to be a little bit better job with that. But credit to them. I knew it coming in. Tailback was a tough guy to bring down. He's proven it all year. But just our angles got to be a little bit better, and we're a little too high.
When you say high, you mean high in like the angles?
Yeah, just in our approach. We got to get our body levels down. We got to make sure we're pinning the hip, right? Tagging with our shoulder wrap, squeezing and getting a leg. And, they broke a lot of arm tackles today, and that's credit to them. We just got to go back and make sure we're cleaning up some of those mistakes.
Lincoln Victor had a productive game, did some things, had the try on the 2-point and then also some catches and even I think a kind of a sweep in there. How have you kind of seen him develop, now really getting a good look at him as a head coach rather than just being with the defense the whole time?
Well, Lincoln is the product of a guy that works his tail off every day, so when a guy like that has success, I mean, it's as a coach, it's just a great example. You work hard, you do the right thing, you believe in yourself. He brings energy every day, and he's seeing the results of his hard work. And it's just a good example to everybody on the team. Lincoln's a walk-on. He's coming out here and he's being productive. He has a positive spirit. He has life every day you're around him. Even as a defensive coordinator, I mean, it's just one of those guys that I just love being around. So, and now being the head coach and watching him perform, I'm just excited. He's tough to guard, and he's really good with the ball in his hands.
And then last thing for me, obviously your first game as a head coach, and it's obviously very quickly after the game, but is there something that immediately stands out that you feel like you can take away from your first game as a head coach, something that maybe you didn't expect or something that you learned really on the fly?
Well, I just think to me, it's just we went in as a staff, we went as a team, and we knew we weren't going to let anything that we did as a staff affect the players. And I thought that part of it was really smooth. I mean, even in a hectic week and getting staff in late, I mean, we spent a lot of time to make sure our communication was the best so we can put our players in the best position to make plays today. I felt like we did that. It'll be a learning experience as we keep going through it, but it's something, I've said this a lot, guys. If you prepare every day, and this is a goal of people's, right? You just got to make sure you're ready when, that number's called. Okay, I've learned that life lesson a long time ago, and that's what I believe I've been doing, so this day was a microcosm of the work we've all put into this.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
All right, Coach, next question is going to be Brenna Green, Spokane TV. Go ahead, Brenna.
Hi, Coach. Just first of all, how did it feel to be the head coach out there today for you?
And it's one of those things that, got a lot of people in my life that just told me to take a breath, enjoy it, smile. It was quite a moment, and one that I'll never forget. I'll never forget it. I can't wait to hug my wife and see my 3 kids and, sharing that moment with them too. It was a dream come true, and there's not a lot of people out there that get to realize their dreams, and we just keep working towards those dreams and those goals. And there's been a lot of setbacks to get to this point, but it was a very surreal moment and proud of our team.
Max seemed a little extra fiery out there today, and it definitely showed up on the box score. Just what was it like watching him just run through that defense?
Yeah, I want to give a lot of credit to Max Borge, and everyone talks about the player. I'm going to talk about the person. I think he obviously is voted the captain, and everyone knows who Max is. But he did a great job this week of just leading the charge of where we wanted to go and setting the example and being a great voice and a leader. To see him go play like that, we all know what he's capable of, right? We all know Max's talent. But the person inside matched the player today, and I get to see Max from afar and to really get to know him even a little bit more this week. I've just been really impressed with his demeanor, his work ethic, his leadership, and then to go have success today, it's really fun to watch.
Thank you.
Yep.
Coach, next question, Alex Crescenti, Spokane TV. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, Coach. In terms of the offensive side of the ball, how much were those holding penalties throughout the game? How much were they just drive killers? And just, do you think without those, maybe you put more points on the board?
Yeah. That's what I told the team in the locker room. I think we're going to see, mistakes, offense, defense, special teams. And it's going to be tough to watch at times on Monday, just knowing how close and how much those plays change the game. And, we got ourselves behind the sticks a couple times, and I thought those series were hard to overcome. It's never one thing, one person, one holding call, that sets a drive back. But at times it put us behind the 8 ball.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
All right, we have time for 2 more. First one, Theo Lawson, Spokesman Review. Go ahead, Theo.
Hey, Jake, what's been your approach with the new coaches who've come in this week? And have you been careful not to try to put too much on their plate and really try to ease them in over the next few weeks?
There's no time to ease them in. It's time to go. These guys that we brought in, they know the system. It's getting them cleaned up with the language. They didn't get cleared to even coach until Friday afternoon. So, they were just observing all week. So this will be their first week to really get their hands dirty and coach the kids and be on the field and to do all those things. But, we don't have time to waste to get, they're going to jump in. I don't even know if they leave the office sometimes, so we're going to do everything we can, especially over the next course of the week, to get ready, because I know we do have the bye week coming up, which will give those guys a little bit of time to catch up. But, there's no time to waste. We just got to hit the ground running, and they're kind of drinking through a fire hose and catching everything they can and doing the best they can for our guys.
Did those guys come into Pullman on Tuesday or Wednesday, or how many practices were they able to kind of watch and experience with you guys?
I think, they were just observing. So, they weren't really out there, so I'd have to go back and check, but it wasn't until later in the week, too.
Yeah. And you also mentioned a few things that you personally would do different, and maybe a few things the staff would do different after having kind of a week with the setup. Can you kind of elaborate on what you might do differently next week as you guys move forward with kind of the new staff and the new positions and roles?
No, I think it's just going to be more familiarity. I don't necessarily think mistakes or anything like that. It's just, even now you go through it, right? You can't replicate game day field. Like, you can't. Like, as a coach, as a player, you can't replicate it. You can't replicate the communication and all that type of stuff through it. And I thought we did a great job, and we'll continue to do those things, So I don't think there's any, big mistakes or issues, or, I thought we did a great job. And as we grow together as a staff, I think it'll get better and better.
Thank you.
Coach, next question, John Blanchette, Spokesman Review. Go ahead, John.
Jake, you talked about Max and his leadership, but as a whole on the team, dealing with a week of enormous upheaval, what did you see from these guys and their acceptance to grasp the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a challenging week for our young men, but at the same time, I think what kept them going is their love for the game and their love for each other, and they kept coming back to that as the week kept going. The energy, the effort kept building, and I told them, nothing can steal your joy. Nothing. Okay. Don't allow it to happen. Right. If you're the guy who loves to dance before practice, dance. You're the guy that likes to get into a little bit of DB receivers. You got to get back to being you. There's excitement for that. And I think our guys have that, and they love each other and they love the game. And then it's tremendous senior leadership. Okay. Our captains, Travell, Abe, Liam, Max, Jihad, Jalen, Isom, and Marsh, they led the way. Okay. And that's what great leaders do. And I couldn't even tell you how proud I am of that group and how they set the tempo for the week. And, we will get better and better as we go and keep moving forward. I think that's the only thing that we can do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, last one's going to be Jamie Vinnick from Coug Fan. Go ahead, Jamie.
Coach, just one more thing for me I forgot to ask about. There were some issues on special teams today with the PAT and the shanked punt, and then even BYU had a good return. Obviously with having trust in Coach Krantz is important, but what did you kind of see that needs to be remedied there to make it so that special teams is impacting the game positively and not, coming up with some issues?
Well, I mean, I think it's just another reminder of the things we talk about all the time is that special teams is the third phase of the game, and it showed up today. For us, it's been a big positive this year. It's been the other way where we've made those plays or, we've had big returns or our kickoff unit has been in great shape. So just another reminder how important everyone's job is in that phase of the game. I always tell guys, you might not be an offense or defensive starter, okay, but you're a starter on special teams, okay? But nobody, in the media or around you talk about that. You're starting on special teams, okay? That's 40 snaps of football on average through a course of a game that has tremendous impact, and the advantage went to BYU today. And our guys, like I said, we'll watch the film on Monday, and there'll be a lot of, I like to call it scarring, right? If you make a mistake, it's got to scar you so you don't do it again. So there'll be a lot of learning come Monday, and our guys will be ready to hit that field come Tuesday morning.